guys, welcome to Hive of Five. I'm Evan.
Hey. I'm Leah.
I'm Silas. I'm Brandon.
Hoyer.
I'm Hannah.
You're 4 years in.
And this is our review of the 2019 Subaru Ascent. We have the Limited. If you're watching this video, you've probably researched them a little bit. They all come with the same engine, the same drivetrain. The Limited comes with different wheels, standard leather, not really a whole lot of options. A whole lot of options, but nothing really a deal breaker from a premium. Just depends on what you want and what you need. They all come with the eyesight system. And, well, for starters, we'll say that we have roughly, right now, as I'm driving, 5,866 miles.
Because we drive a lot.
And we've had it about a month and a half. We do drive a lot. We did take this thing on vacation to the beach. I believe that was about a 1,500 mile round trip. We live in western North Carolina in the mountains, Blue Ridge Mountains, Appalachian Mountains, not Appalachian Mountains.
Take note.
And we went to the Outer Banks. Going down there, we was going a little over the speed limit. We averaged 26.2. On the way back, we was with the people we went on the way back, and we was going a little over speed limit, and we averaged 26.3. While we was down there in the flatland, if we would stay below 70, we was getting over 31 miles to a gallon. It was like 31.2, 31.7, depending on where. So it done really good for the size of vehicle and the people that you can haul in it. Another note on the trip, we did take it on the beach. It done amazing, with the exception of ground clearance. 8.7, they make it sound like it's a lot of ground clearance. You get on the beach in the ruts, and it is not a lot of ground clearance. And you find, we knew that it was not going to be a lot because of our
he
driveway.
says that, but really the trucks were digging out too. So it's, it
was nature of the beast. But like I said, we have a rough driveway. We haven't really drug it, but we have been very, very close in spots that we had to actually rework our driveway a little bit to make it easier and give us peace of mind, really, to drive it up the driveway.
However, our driveway is really bad.
It's really bad.
For the majority of people, it would be impassable.
We have literally had people come test drive vehicles up our driveway to see how the four-wheel drive system works.
No lie.
That being said, this thing does spin going up our driveway in places, but it goes up our driveway. If it did not, then we would not have it. That is.
And it goes fine, because I don't even mind driving it up our driveway, and I hate driving anything up our driveway.
Well, I have something you can't take up the driveway. Another thing on the beach, while we're on it, there was an incident where we was on the beach with the people that we went with. They actually got into an accident on the beach, and some of their people rode back with us. So we had to access our third row on the way back. And the exposed rails got packed full of sand. And that, it don't bother her, but it bothers me. Like every time,
packed full, and I'm like, where's the sand at?
Every time you would roll the second row up or back, you could just hear it, and it sounded like it was just making grooves and ruining the tracks. I wish the tracks on the second row had a little bit of cover or just something to kind of protect it from what it. Because we would try to be very gentle with it, and it still got sand in it. But it done. Like I said, it done amazingly well on the beach. We've had our 2007 Yukon Denali we had before we got this on the beach, and we took my dad's truck, which was a 2013 F-150 Limited, and this done better than either one of them vehicles. I never once felt like this thing was starting to spin or get stuck. It just went. We did turn the traction control off. We left it in just regular. All we did was turn the traction control, and we aired down I think maybe to 30 pounds. Maybe 25. Not even really. Ish. Not even a lot. But it done really well. I was very pleased with how well it did on sand. And I do not know how to drive on sand. I'm not claiming that I do know how to drive on sand. Sorry for the sun. Mud, I understand a little bit. Snow, I understand a little bit. Where we're at, four-wheeling is just a way of life. Sand is not something that we deal with. So take that into consideration. Some youngs that drive more on sand, it may be the best vehicle. I don't know. I just have no idea.
Don't really have anything to compare it to.
But that being said, off that trip, it done really good. Now going back into our daily driving. Like right now, as we're going down the road, and this is mostly mountain driving, we did go on the interstate home last night after the fill up, but we've got 91 miles on the tank now, and we're averaging 23.5. So that's pretty good from our 13.5, which our Denali was getting.
It was a shame.
Yeah. Some pros and cons of what we like and what we don't like about it. Number one pro, every time I get in and I grab hold of the steering wheel, I love the steering wheel. If we upload the video from our 2007, which we have made, we just haven't uploaded it yet. I hated the steering wheel. It was like the size of my thumb. It just felt like if you got in a real tense situation, you was just going to break it. This one, it feels really soft. It's got a lot of padding on it. Feels good in your hand. Also, the entertainment system. It is very intuitive. Hold on, guys. My phone's going dead. We're going to have to pause it for a minute. Sorry about that. But you did miss a rant, as we was just beginning to talk about
Android Auto, because I can't stand it. I mean, I love the idea, but it is a pain. Ugh. Like, really.
The entertainment system is good. It's got good sound to it. It's like not the top of the line, but it is good. But Android Auto, like she said, it is a pain. It kicks on at the most inconvenient times. It freezes up at the most inconvenient times. The navigation system freezes up at the most
awesome when it
inconvenient
works.
times.
I mean, it's really great when it works. And it works like almost every time you plug it in. But then it freezes. The worst time ever. And there you are, hating Android Auto, like me.
So, but as far as just the entertainment system, that being barred or whatever from the side, whatever, the entertainment system is really easy to use. It's very intuitive, I guess, for anybody who even has a tablet. I'm not very electronic advanced or whatever you want to call it, but I can figure it out and it works good until those incidents start happening, and it's so frustrating. Like on our way down to the beach, navigation system froze up. We was on a 74-mile run until our next navigation, and I got down to like 39 miles, and like, it should be less than that. Well, by the time we reset it and got it back up, we was like 2 miles from. If we would have waited just a little while longer, we would have missed our turn, and that, you don't need that on a trip. That is a con, but for the most part, the entertainment system, this part is good. It does
like
freeze
the
up.
Bluetooth connectivity and all that is awesome.
It does freeze up with the Android Auto, but I mean that wasn't our phone's problem. It was the car that was freezing up on that.
Yeah, but it was navigation was still running on our phone. It was just kind of quiet, so you can't hear it from your phone. It's just not running on your screen anymore in your car.
Another thing that we like and don't like is the headlights. We love the LED headlights. They're great, and I love them anyway. I
can't tell the difference. I'm not picky about stuff like that.
I love them. I can't see too.
They're
good
great.
at that.
They're bright.
But
Like headlights.
the auto dimming, the bright where it dims it off of bright, is good, and it sucks. Like we said, we live in western North Carolina. Right now, as you can tell probably in the video, we're all leaning because we're going around steep curves. If this was at night, every time that we would lean, every time we would get thrown to the side, our car would be dimming its lights. And that is so frustrating. Whether there's a car there or not, you go to a certain degree, it seems like, in a turn, and your lights will automatically dim. And it takes away from it.
I haven't really noticed that. My problem is, when you go around a curve, like whenever there's a curve and you're going this way and a car's coming this way, you blind that car because your headlights don't dim until it's like right on you. Like they don't pick it up around the curve. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you could see its headlights come in and go ahead and dim your lights, which you can. So it's, you just have to dim them yourself if you're going around a curve.
But my problem, you cannot fix. If you have your lights on bright, they will not stay on bright. I mean, there might be a way to get in there and turn it off. I don't know. But to me, that is just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's just so frustrating and aggravating to me. But we do have the adaptive steering headlights or whatever that's called, which comes on the Limited, and they work really good for around here.
Well.
If your lights would stay on bright when they would make the turn, you can see so much better, and you wouldn't think that, but it really does help out. Even on dim, it does help out.
It's pretty noticeable. Like, I didn't think that it would...
Yes, you heard that. That was warning that I was getting too close to the car in front of us, which is part of the eyesight monitoring system. I like it. It works great. We haven't had no problems that I can think of at all out of it.
Really?
My wife has actually had it start braking for her. I don't think I've ever had it start braking for me. I've had it do like it just did and warn and get your attention. Another thing about the beach trip or whatever, when we was coming back, we came back with them, the people that we went with, because they got into an accident. We wanted to travel together in case something happened with their vehicle. We would be there together. So they led and we followed, and we would set the cruise control at 5 miles an hour over whatever we was going. And all the way back, with the exception we hit Raleigh-Durham right at rush hour time. With the exception of that, I never had to worry about braking or speeding up. The car just did it. And that is so much easier than trying to match somebody's speed.
Adaptive cruise control is awesome.
When you're traveling like that.
Yeah.
It would brake, slow down. If you haven't watched, it's really good. That is one of the main reasons we wanted the car. The lane departure, this is another thing that we pretty much like it. Around here on these roads, we can't run it. It flips it out. But on highway, on interstate, it does good. It'll bump you. But one fault is sometimes it seems like it just has a little bit more force. Like you're about to hit it, and you're expecting a little bit of a touch, but it kind of gives you more. That may be me. I don't know. I'm just maybe tired or more tired, whatever the word is, sometimes than others. What else? Let's see. The backup camera, rear view camera, whatever you want to call it. Backup camera is what it is, I guess. We've had this car for a month and a half, and I still am not nowhere near used to using that backup camera. It's got like a fisheye lens and just distorts everything, so you cannot use it. You can lose it to get close to something and make sure something's not in your path, but I just cannot use it to back up. I still have to use my mirrors. And on the Yukon Denali that we had, I used the backup camera pretty much solely. I would check the mirrors, but pretty much use the backup camera. My dad's truck, the same thing. I hardly ever drive that thing, but I get in it and I can back up with it and be perfectly within the lines. I usually back into parking spots, and I can be great with that. But this one, a month and a half of driving it, and we put 58, 73 now miles on it, and I still cannot get used to it. It's just a very, I don't know, weird look. It's just like a fisheye. You see a lot. That being said, the good side of that is, if you go to back out of a parking spot and you're pulled into a parking spot and you go to back out of it, you can actually see down the road a little ways. So it does help you to make sure that nothing's coming.
Yeah. Plus it has rear cross traffic alert, so it'll also like alert you and show a little light on your screen if there is something that's coming by you as you're going to back up. And it works pretty well.
Another thing, blind spot monitoring, that's not a new thing. It works good, but sometimes it detects some vehicles better. I don't know, this is the first vehicle we've had that's had it. Maybe that's something that just all vehicles do, but sometimes it'll pick one that's coming up and still a car length or so behind us. And there'll be one that's right on our quarter panel and it's still not picking it up.
And I know like in the manual it says that it doesn't pick up like every single kind of vehicle, like kind of strange shaped vehicles it doesn't always read. But like that happened with the minivan. So, I mean, it usually works. But
And also, apparently if vehicles are really... I do say also. also. If vehicles are really close, like I said, we was with our friends when they wrecked on the beach. And that vehicle that went by us that caused the wreck was so close that the blind spot monitor, I never seen it light up. I had no idea until I heard his exhaust in my ear, which we had our windows down.
Zooming by us really close, way too close.
So that may be, I don't know, maybe that was just a freak accident, but yeah, it didn't light up. Let's see here.
The stuff that I really like is like the really simple stuff that he could care less about, and he would never mention in his whole entire life. Because as a mom, the little things really matter and make your life so much easier. And if mama's happy, everybody's happy. So I really love that on this sunglass holder that you can flip it down and it has a mirror on it, so you can see your children like going down the road. It's pretty awesome. And I also like that in the back there's a cargo net that it came with. It's an option, so you can get it for anything, but we use it all the time. And I would have never bought that. I would have been like, yeah, I don't need a net. I'm not gonna get it. But it's awesome. I use it all the time. I can't even believe like I ever had a vehicle with a hatch that didn't have one, because I dropped everything. I can't tell you how many gallons of milk I busted right after I bought them, because I would open the hatch and out comes my milk, because I'm dumb and don't have a cargo net. So no more does that happen to me, and I love it. And I also love that our third row is super easy to fold up and down, because
acceleration run. Did you feel the turbo lag there?
We're not.
And there's 60. Ain't it fast?
He interrupts me a lot.
Anyway, sorry.
But anyway, so if you come out of a grocery store and you're trying to hold your buggy and keep it from rolling off while you're also trying to hold your kid on your hip and keep the others from running away, it's super easy to one-handedly open your hatch and fold your seats down while you're doing all of that. I mean, you kind of have to hold the buggy with your foot and your kid with your arm so you have a hand free, but it totally works. And it's super easy, because in our last car, it was an act of Congress. So it's awesome to have them. That's super handy. Just pull up the strap, drop the seat.
Our freshener does not come with a car, so that is not an issue. What else is on there?
That was it.
Passenger seat, since we're doing this all in one video.
Yeah. Train.
Hold on, train. Everyone say hey. Anyway, the passenger seat, it is so terrible.
I do kind of agree.
The driver's seat, it took me a while to get comfortable in it, but now if I slide the bolster out and everything, I can get pretty comfortable in it. The back seat, to me, is the most comfortable seat. I love the second row seat. I would sit there.
The passenger seat,
anywhere else,
you kind of sit like up on it, like your butt's up and your legs are down. So it's kind of uncomfortable. Like your butt needs to be down a little. Like so you sit down in your seat. But it's just kind of weird. Like you'd think they'd let you tilt it up a little, but no. It just goes back and forward.
I am a backseat driver, so my wife hates to drive with me. And since we bought this car, she has asked to drive so that she did not have to sit in that seat. That seat is terrible.
She didn't let me.
No, I hate that
But
seat.
I asked.
We would have to put one of our
worth a shot.
kids. We would have to put one of our kids up here in the front seat, and that just would be dangerous. So I'm just trying to think of the safety.
Almost.
But yeah, the passenger seat, I don't know what Subaru was thinking on that one, but way to drop the ball.
Now they know.
But the leather is really soft.
Yes.
And the seat warmers do work.
They do. It also has the seat warmers in the middle row, which is awesome for kids.
Yeah.
And super roomy. The kids love that they have sunshades that they can raise up on their windows. It is pretty handy, I agree. Especially for the kid that's in the car seat.
The kids do not like the fact, because like I said, we've come from a Yukon Denali, which came standard with, or reckoned standard, with entertainment system for the second and third row. This one does not have that. They really miss the DVD player. And I kind of miss the DVD player too, especially on long trips. Just turn something on and just
kind of a lifesaver.
But
I mean, we have tablets, so I mean, it works.
yeah. The only thing is the little one can't use tablets, so you kind of got to rely on brotherly love there for them to share, so he
That
can.
doesn't always work out either.
We all know
You can tell by their
brothers get
laughing.
along.
Boys, what do you like about the car?
What I like about the car is the vents.
The vents. Yeah, you like having your own vent.
What don't you like about
They
it?
like being able to turn their own lights on and off, because in our old cars we've always just said you're not allowed to touch it. But now they have to touch it because we can't turn it on for them. They have to do it.
Oh, and just make sure that we put this in there, because apparently anytime you do a Subaru video, you have to make sure you put this in there. 19 cup holders. That's a lot of cup holders.
You ask why you need 19, and I'll tell you right now that probably over half of ours are full.
With junk, but
You know,
uh,
I on any given day have at least 3 drinks in my possession all day, and sometimes I may have more. And then you have sippy cup, and then you have extra bottles of water, and then you have other random stuff.
oh, another hack. If you're ever caught in like rush hour traffic or something like that, if you will turn your cruise control on and just set it, it'll just stay right behind that car. But if you do stop, you will have to tap the gas for it to resume. But it does make it easier, but I'm not liable if you get in an accident for this, so
It does.
use it at your
It
own
does make it a lot
discretion.
easier though, because when you're following someone, you don't have to like keep constantly adjusting your speed. It just does it for you. It's like having a smart car, because you have a smart car.
Oh, another thing is not necessarily the passenger mirror, but the driver's mirror. Every time we go to the car wash, it gets folded in, but when I put it back out, like the mirror part, the actual mirror part of it, is out of adjustment, and I always have to readjust that. You would think that once you pop the mirror back out, that it's just fine. Don't have that problem with the passenger mirror, but they are also a little hard to see out of, but it's not really the mirror's fault. It's kind of the shape of the car. It's kind of wide in the back, low down, so it's kind of hard to see around it and to see down. I don't know, it's just the way the car's made, but not really the mirror's fault. As far as everything else in the car,
We really love it.
really love it.
Totally. I would definitely recommend it.
The reason we went with this rather than something like we had, like a Yukon or like a Suburban or a Expedition, is one thing, and it is fuel mileage. This is a 4-cylinder turbo, and it does get pretty good fuel mileage when it's not having to use the turbo. Like pulling the mountains around here, it will suck the gas mileage down, but
But
the most
nowhere
part-
near what our Yukon did. So like when he says it sucks the gas mileage down, we're still getting 19.
Oh.
Amazing in my book.
Also, there's another also. If you are going to get a
You're
limited,
no longer allowed to say that word. Or
I'll swear here.
Just get on with it.
Anyway, if you're going to get a limited, and you're looking at the brochures and you're looking online, and they say that it comes with a tow package, yeah, that don't happen. The tow package consists of you can tow something with it.
If
Not that
you
you
pay
come with
them
it,
to
not that you
install
come with the
a
cover or
towage.
anything like that. And that's just, why can't you just go ahead and put that on there? People
Like,
spending
we were
that kind of
really
money.
going for it because we could tow 5,000 pounds with it. One of the major reasons that we chose to go with the Ascent
But the
Limited.
limited over the other one was.
But then we realized after we're already like negotiating and kind of settled on it that it doesn't actually come with the receiver. That's like an extra package that you have to add. So in all of the brochures from Subaru, when it says it comes with the towing package and you can tow up to 5,000 pounds, not so much. I mean, it
It's not
can
including-
tow,
It's not including the receiver.
but you're probably gonna have to pay like $500 or more to be able to use it.
That just,
Not a deal breaker for a lot of people. You just need to know that ahead of time. So,
I mean, we
here's
don't
your warning.
need to tow, but we have like a little carry-all that we would use to carry trash off if we was all in here. Or there is times where we've been down to one vehicle and we've had to use this to tow not big tractors, but 30 horsepower tractors.
Yeah.
And not with this, but with the Yukon. And would it be pushed? Yes, it would definitely be pushing this. I really would not like to do it, but if I had to, I would like to have the peace of mind that I could. Just kind of aggravating that they didn't throw that in there. But other than that,
I was really excited about buying a little camper and toting it around myself, but
we are very, very, very pleased with our 2019 Subaru Ascent, which has now been named, what, boys?
Dory.
By Leah, because it's blue, and she forgets everything, so it really fits.
yes, I called me Dory, so I had to pass that on to the car.
The reason that we couldn't ask Leah, because she probably forgot what the name of the car was.
Funny. So funny.
But anyway, all in all, it's like any vehicle. There's pros, there's cons. You need to
Is it funny?
look at them for yourself and try to take people's word, but also take it at face value. You are not us, so you may not have the problems that we have. What we hate, you may love the passenger seat. We're just not fans of it. What we love, you may hate the fact that it only gets 23. You might be coming from a Prius, I don't know. But just always keep in the back of your mind that this is just our opinion of the vehicle. This is our review. So it all comes down to what you really need and what you want. But for the most part, the Subaru Ascent fits our lifestyle very well. With all that, have a good day and God bless.